Hey everyone, it's Laura from the blog artwillyhouse.com, and today I'm doing another What We Eat in a Week video. You all seem to love these types of videos, so I will just keep recording them because I'm cooking all week anyway, so it's not too hard to do. So in this What We Eat in a Week video, you're gonna see some of our favorite summer meals along with some soup still. Even though it's summer, I still make a lot of soup all year round just to get that bone broth, but I'm also giving you a couple of other ideas to get bone broth in without having soup, because sometimes this time of year it's hard to eat soup when it's really hot outside. So I have some new ideas for you to show you how to get that bone broth into your diet without having to eat soup all summer long. For the first night of this What We Eat in a Week video, this was actually Monday, Memorial Day, and so we did some barbecuing. We did steaks and burgers on the grill, and then while that was cooking, I made some homemade coleslaw with just some cabbage and carrots, and the dressing was just some avocado oil, apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of honey. I added in some spices and some celery seed and mixed that up. It's a really good, healthy coleslaw. And then we also made some homemade French fries. We just fried these up in some coconut oil and salted them to serve with our meat and coleslaw. He and Caroline decided to make a berry pie for dessert. So while my husband was barbecuing, we whipped up a pie. We used some almond flour, coconut oil, and a little bit of honey to make a pie crust. We made the berry filling with strawberries and a little bit of honey, and then we topped it with some nuts and coconut crumble. For the next meal, we had some homemade sourdough dinner rolls, and I also made some vegetable beef soup. This video is actually sponsored by Cuisinart, and I am so excited they reached out to me because I have never had a stand mixer, and I make a lot of bread in this house, so I was really excited to get this. It made the best sourdough dinner rolls, and I am excited to continue to use this a lot in my bread making. this rise overnight. Then the next morning, I separated it into 8 equal parts. And while they were baking, I made up some vegetable beef soup. the soup, I just diced up some celery, onions, and carrots. I sauteed them with my beef that I was already browning. I added in some homemade broth, potatoes, frozen cauliflower rice, frozen peas, and a can of tomatoes. I just brought it to a boil and then turned it down and let it simmer until everything was cooked through. On the next night, I made some homemade Hamburger Helper, and this recipe actually just came out on my blog today as well, so I'm going to link this recipe in the post below. But you can see here I'm just browning some meat, some onion, added in some sauces like ketchup and mustard, and then I also did some more homemade bone broth. This is another way to get that bone broth in without having to eat soup. I added in some gluten-free noodles and just mixed all this up. I brought it to a boil and then let it simmer for about 20 minutes, and this was ready to go. This was a really easy meal and I loved it because I was able to make the whole thing from start to finish right in my cast iron skillet. For the next meal, we had pot roast that I made in my Dutch oven. So to start off, I just put some arrowroot powder and salt and pepper on a plate, and I coated my chuck roast in that. I added a little bit of oil to my Dutch oven and seared the chuck roast on all sides. I then removed the chuck roast from the pan and added in a little bit of bone broth and some vegetables, and then I just set the roast back on top of that and put my lid on, and I cooked this on low for several hours, and that makes it really nice and tender. For the next meal, I made some homemade chicken pot pie. I just started off by sauteing some chicken in my cast iron skillet. I then removed the chicken and sauteed some onions and garlic in some butter right in the cast iron skillet.
In a little bit of flour, broth, and milk to make the gravy for the inside of the chicken pot pie. Once it was stirred around and thickened, I added in a bag of mixed vegetables, some chicken, and stirred that up, and then I got started on making my biscuits. Making homemade biscuits is actually very easy. I just mixed together some flour and baking powder and milk, add in some cold shredded butter. I flatten them out, then I put the raw biscuits right on top of my chicken pot pie filling and bake this in the oven. For the next meal, we had some chili lime fish and sweet potatoes. I made this as a sheet pan dinner. I made a sauce with a little bit of ghee, water, and honey, and then I added in some chili powder and some fresh lime juice, some salt and pepper. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you're new here, be sure to check out my description box. I have a digital cookbook with 30 days of healthy eating recipes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, also snacks, and a complete grocery list just to make eating healthier a little bit easier for you. So if you guys are new, check that out, and also subscribe to my channel. I get out 2 new videos every single week. I share a lot of DIY natural recipes using natural ingredients and essential oils, and a lot of healthy cook with me videos like this. So thank you all so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next video.